Welcome to episode 552 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
And I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says...
The attempt on my life has left me scarred.
Okay.
Well, so before I came over here, I had, I watched the Steeler game, and I don't eat during the Steeler game.
Okay.
Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't want to cook during the Steeler game. I don't want to order food during the Steeler game. I watch the game.
Yeah.
I suffer through.
I get it.
Like, I had some chips,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like having dinner.
Uh-huh.
So after the game's over, I'm like, oh, I'm getting kind of hungry, So I decided I'm going to go to McDonald's.
Okay.
But I decided I'm going to go to the McDonald's in Olympia Shopping Center.
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah.
First mistake.
So I get there, and I order a double quarter pounder with cheese plain.
Okay.
And the guy says back to me, so you want cheese only? I'm like, that is correct. Yes, sir. He seemed pretty competent.
Okay.
I don't think the problem was with him. Because when he came up on the screen, it said plain.
Mm.
So I pull up, pay the gentleman, sit in line while 2 cars ahead of me is apparently a clusterfuck.
Okay.
And then finally I get up there, and I'm a clusterfuck. And I'm waiting. I sat there for like...
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, like 6, 7... I'm not getting anything complex,
Yeah.
This shouldn't be that fucking hard.
No. It's just McDonald's.
Yeah. And I sat there for like 7, 8 minutes,
Uh-huh.
like just waiting for my food.
Yeah.
Finally, the guy gives me my food. Like, great. I pull out. I'm heading to your house. And I had time. So on my way, I stopped at the Dollar General here. I figured, well, while I'm here, I'm just going to sit down. I'm going to eat my food, and I'm going to go and get my Red Bull.
Yeah.
So I took a bite into that double quarter pounder, and I bit into a fucking pickle.
Oh,
Done.
That's the worst.
I was so angry. That's why I used that quote today, because I felt like there was an attempt on my life when I bit into that fucking pickle.
Isn't that the worst feeling?
Oh. And the burger's fucking ruined. Like, I ate it. Don't get me wrong, I ate the fucking thing.
Yeah.
But, like, the top bun is now missing. And there's, like, that pickle imprint, which is going to taste like fucking pickle.
Right.
No matter what you do, you can't, like, it's going to taste like fucking pickle.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fixing this at this point.
Yeah.
And so, like, right, I'm just like, motherfucker. Like, son of a bitch. Why did I go there? Why didn't I just leave earlier and go to the one out in North Huntington, which is so, like go out of my way, way out of my way to what I know is just a better McDonald's in Irwin Town Center than going to the one that's I know is just gonna fuck me over
Every time.
Every fucking time. It's like I never learned the lesson.
If it's not the food that's wrong, you wait. The wait is just killer.
I mean, and I was like, when I pulled in, the van that was like causing the problem, as I was pulling, it was already at the second window.
Right.
So now, like, I'm like, well, that van's still fucking here. Oh boy, that's a problem. Because there was only 2, like, it was like me and one other car in line besides this fucking van.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I get up there and they're like, what did you have again?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's instant.
Yeah, like, instantly, I will backtrack and go to, like, Speedway. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how bad this is. Like,
Their hot food never looks appetizing.
What, Speedway?
Yeah.
There was a time, like, I'm not going to sit there and say, like, the food was phenomenal. Because it was never phenomenal, but it was good. It was good enough, I should say. Like, and then they got bought out by 7-Eleven. And that just took a downturn that, like, I haven't been back.
No.
Like, I used to go there all the time. Like, I had, like, points on their, like, rewards program. I was getting free fucking food.
Yeah.
Like, I was working that shit, And now, like, I couldn't tell you the last time I was in a Speedway to get food because, like, It's just like the second they got bought out by 7-Eleven, it was like it took a downturn in the worst way.
Ruined.
Yeah, ruined.
I went in there.
Which is shocking because, like,
I went into that. That I don't know if it's called Rebel now. Up in Century 3. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
So if you're coming up the hill past Wendy's.
Okay.
If you're coming up a hill past Wendy's and you're going to make a right, like you're going to go to Big Lots or whatever. You know,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's a gas station right at the top of the hill.
Okay.
A long time ago, it used to be a BP. You know, right there on the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be a
It was a Speedway, wasn't it?
Speedway or something.
Yeah, it was a Speedway. I remember when they opened it up
this
there.
place Rebel bought them out, and it's just been sus ever since they opened it.
Yeah.
And but I was like, it was the morning, I was out Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I can go for a gas station donut. Because usually gas station donuts are good.
Yeah.
Usually. And I know they have like that, sort of like Speedway used to have.
Yeah.
Where they have that wall.
That rack.
And you open it up. It was filled with pre-packaged like banana bread and stuff like that. They didn't have any donuts in there at all. I was like, man, this is beat. I was like, what a waste of time. It was just a waste of time.
I would get, like, on my way to work, I would stop there for, like, if I was working like an overtime day and I was stopping for breakfast, I would stop and I would get, like, a chicken and biscuit sandwich, which wasn't bad.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, I mean, you know what you're getting with a chicken and biscuit sandwich. And, you know, their biscuit was dry. Yeah. But it was also one of those deals where it was like one of those ones where, like, and you forgive it for being dry because it was probably sitting under the heat lamp for a couple of hours because they were like pre-made.
Yeah.
Like they had a little section where like pre-made food, and so you knew like, man, this has probably been sitting under this heat lamp for like 2 hours, so I'll forgive it for being this dry, you know.
Right.
But it wasn't bad, you know, and it was stuff like that. Like now I don't know, I'd just much rather go to Get Go or.
I was coming home from Pittsburgh one day.
Or Sheets. I'd went to Sheets is wrong, but you know, Get Go has been good enough.
The Get Go subs are good.
They have really good mini corn dog bites.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like them. Like I'll get them and like some like a large tot.
Yeah.
That's like a dinner. That's like cheap.
Yeah. I was coming home from Pittsburgh, and I was coming home from the waterfront.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
The McDonald's in the waterfront was just, I mean, it was during Christmas time.
Yeah.
It was fucking packed. And I'm like, fuck that, I ain't doing that. So I'll go to the one in Kennywood, which I knew better. I was like, don't go to that. Because the one in Kennywood is just about as bad as the one in Olympia.
Yeah.
Truly. And I went and got, I was like, fuck it, I'll get Popeyes because I've never had their chicken sandwich. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Never. I never eat at Popeyes.
Yeah.
Just because I don't really get fried chicken. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
KFC kind of ruined me on fried chicken. I hate KFC now. It's up there with Long John's for me.
Yeah.
But,
Which is, you know, sad.
yeah. But, I'll tell you, that's a bomb chicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Like, for $3.50 or $4 chicken sandwich,
Yeah.
it's pretty fucking good chicken. That is a good chicken sandwich.
I mean
And I get it without pickles.
I mean that was the first shot fired in the chicken sandwich wars. You know, like people like, I mean, there was that time like people were just like going nuts. It was like right before COVID.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing.
Well, it holds up because
Yeah.
that chicken sandwich is crushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best chicken sandwiches I've had.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what it is
Yeah.
about that chicken sandwich, but it was a bomb.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
I usually don't get the chicken sandwich because I don't get the full effect. Like, because I don't like, whatever goes on a chicken sandwich. Like, like the sauce or whatever and lettuce and all. I would just I just want a plain sandwich.
That's what I got. That's what their basic chicken sandwich is.
Yeah, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's no, to think about it, there wasn't any sauce on that
Really?
whatsoever.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's a good sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah, and big. Like, it's not like it's...
I will say this.
I got 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's just probably going to be like a McChicken or something.
Yeah.
Nah, I couldn't finish the second sandwich. Yeah.
I will say, Popeyes does a pretty good job with portioning and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I do enjoy, I'll go there for their chicken tenders.
Okay.
And they're usually nice, big, plump chicken tenders. And, you get some fries with that. And you get a nice portion of fries. It's not like going to Five Guys and getting their fries. But, they jam it into that box.
I can't eat Five Guys anymore. Did I ever tell you that?
No!
Yeah, I can't eat it.
What? This I ain't been this shocked since Nick Perry pulled 666 ball on Halloween.
Well,
There's a reference.
and I absolutely agree that Five Guys has probably one of the best burgers in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
It's like my grandmother's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But everything's in peanut oil.
And you have a peanut allergy.
Well, you know that.
No, I don't.
When my eye swells.
Okay.
It's usually because, I think, of peanut oil.
Ah.
And, well,
Are the burgers made in peanut oil?
no, but there's peanut oil everywhere in there because their fries are fried in it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
There's just oil everywhere. So I always get a burger and fries.
Right.
But I'm too nervous to get the burger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I get that.
and it seemed
Like
like
a burger and a shake.
I would swell up, like my eyes.
Yeah.
Would have a reaction. Especially like if I eat Chinese food.
Yeah.
And when I went to Five Guys, it seemed like I had to have a reaction, not right away, but
That is horrible.
yeah.
That's horrible.
So I have to kind of watch because I've stopped. I don't eat peanuts anymore.
It'd just be like popping an epinephrine pen.
Well, it's
and
not
going in.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's like
Yeah, I get it.
physical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like breathing problems.
Yeah. But still, I'd find a way to combat that because that's a sin.
Yeah.
That's a sin.
Yeah, so that's the whole Five Guys scenario for me. It's not a good one.
No, it's not.
I know it sucks.
I was there not too long ago, and I was like, "Oh, this is fucking heaven."
It is heaven.
It is.
And it's simple.
Yeah, but it's expensive. But I'll say this: it's fucking worth it.
It is expensive, but the product holds up.
Yeah.
I mean, you're paying a lot for the burger, but it's a good burger.
That shit fills you up.
It's good.
It's the only place since the O that I have to order a small fry.
Yeah, right.
And
and their fries are wicked. They're good.
Yeah.
It's the peanut oil.
And I don't normally even like I'm not a huge fan of cut fries like that. I'm not.
Right.
I don't know why. It's just not my bag. But man, those fries are the shit. I guess it's because it's in peanut oil maybe that it gives it a better taste.
Yeah.
But man,
Well, they fry up. Peanut oil is a good medium for for
Yeah.
fries.
right?
But yeah, I can't eat there anymore.
Wow.
But anyway,
Yeah,
there are bigger losses, I guess.
there are. There truly are. First world problems. Where are we going with all this?
I don't know.
I don't know
We were
either.
on the fry cake
Yeah.
food, but yeah, I don't know where we're going with that.
I don't know either.
But anyway,
Yeah. So there was that, and as I said, I went out to eat after the Steeler game. The Steelers are finished the season 10-7.
right.
I'll say this much: whether they make the playoffs or not. Like, I mean, and I think they need either Jacksonville to lose tomorrow, or they need the Bills to lose tomorrow. One of those two teams. Mm. And I'll say this: like, to hit 10-7, to win those last 3 games after the three games previously, to like pull your shit together like you did,
yeah,
is impressive. Like, I will still tell you, I believe at 10-7, you need wholesale changes in your coaching staff.
Right.
You know, especially on the offensive side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's not a doubt in my mind you need to go and find a young offensive mind. You need to change. There are wholesale changes that need to be made on that side of the
Somebody
ball.
from Washington.
Yeah.
Or Oregon. Or you know what I mean. You know, what's the team?
Well, like I said, like I've been watching like the hard knocks. And, like, the guy he's the passing game coordinator and the quarterbacks coach for the Dolphins. I can't remember his name. I do apologize. Should write this down. That's the guy like I would be talking to, because like you watch that offense, and the thing that like they do so fucking well is force people open.
Right.
Like, it's an impressive offense in how they operate, where somebody gets open. Like, Tyreek Hill should never be fucking open.
Never.
And he is open all day long because of the way the routes are run, because of the way the motion's created.
Right.
Like, everything they do is to create, and like, it's an offense, like I said before, like, the Steelers don't have an offensive system. They just have a playbook of plays.
Right.
Mike McDaniel has an offensive system that creates opportunities.
Right.
Like, that's the difference, you know? And, like, when you talk about, like, well, you know, what have been some of the keys to success these past 3 weeks? And, like, everyone wants to point, oh, Mason Rudolph, obviously. Well, no, I think part of it's been their play calling.
Right.
In situations where you see, like, they've used motion, you know, to create opportunity. Like, there was a lot of, like, Cameron Hayward coming into motion and then being a lead blocker for Najee.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Like, it was stuff like that. Like, it was. There are things you can do that make that kind of shit work.
Right.
But and not just in the passing game, but also in the running game. I mean, you know, Raheem Mostert, like, I think before he got injured, like he had like 21, 22 touchdowns this year.
Right.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like, before Tyreek Hill got injured and missed a game or two, like, he was on pace for 2,000 yards as a receiver.
That's crazy.
That's unheard of. I mean, you can say that, well, a lot of it's because of how fast he is, and you're absolutely correct.
Right.
But at the same time, like, could you imagine, like, putting, like, a George Pickens and Deontay Johnson in that style of offense?
Oh, I know.
Like, no, they don't have the speed of Hill and Waddle, but, man.
Calvin Austin has some speed.
He does. I mean, he would need to be utilized.
And he can catch.
He should be. I've been surprised by how little he's been utilized.
I know.
Like, unless it's a jet sweep, like, they don't like to throw it to Calvin Austin for some reason.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. You
But,
know what I mean? Like, why would you use this cat?
But here's the other side of it. And here's the thing I'm going to say. I'm going to say something that's going to be very controversial.
Okay.
And you saw it today. Today it finally reared its ugly head.
Okay.
Like, what's the biggest knock on Mason Rudolph? He holds the ball too long.
Yeah.
You saw it today.
So did Ben.
Well, but Ben had Ben had that amazing.
I'm not defending Mason.
Right. Ben had that amazing ability to somehow hold on to the ball too long, but not take a sack.
Right.
Because he was, like, so fucking big.
Right.
He was so big and strong. There were very few people who were taking him down at first hit.
Right.
You know, I mean, talk to Terrell Suggs. Terrell Suggs will tell you stories all day long about, like, I should have had Ben.
I fucking hated Terrell Suggs.
Oh, I hated Terrell Suggs, but I wish he was a Steeler.
Yeah.
Not so much Ray Lewis, but Terrell Suggs couldn't stand that motherfucker, but I wish he was a Steeler. But anyway, I digress. Like, you saw it today. Mason Rudolph holds onto the ball too long. He sits in the pocket too long. The knock on Kenny, he gets out of the pocket too early.
Yes.
So that's right now, that is your choice. Do you want the guy that holds onto the ball too long, or do you want the guy who bails out too early? Can one of them learn the happy medium?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I will give Mason Rudolph all the credit in the world. I have stood here on this podcast I've been on my soapbox, and I have said I have no need to ever see him throw a football in combat ever again.
Who? Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Yeah.
I've seen enough. I know what I'm getting with Mason Rudolph. And yes, he has impressed me. You know what I mean? I can honestly say that. Like, he has come out, and he has played very well in these 3 games. Like, even in today's game where he wasn't, like, he was 18 to 20 for, like, 180 yards or something. The majority of that came off from Deontay Johnson's touchdown.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't the catalyst for winning the game, but he didn't make the big mistake.
Right.
He almost did.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That was some bullshit where he's like, I was throwing the ball. No, dude, you weren't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was good acting.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I know.
I was like, that's a fumble.
Yeah, that's clearly a fumble.
I don't know how you got away with that one.
Yeah. But,
you know.
But I mean, like, but he does. He holds on to the ball too long, and you saw it finally rear its ugly head today.
Yeah.
Like, he's gotten away with it. Like, you know, we like it's that throw last week to Pickens, where like it looked like the ball came out of like the center of like a pile of people.
Yeah.
Like, and that's great.
Yeah.
You know, when it works, but man, when it doesn't, you know, you're taking sacks and you're losing the football.
Right. No.
You know?
I know. I get that.
Right.
That was a good dump off. I know which play. I think I know which play.
Yeah. He threw that.
That was the Warren.
No, there was one where like the pocket completely collapsed around him, but he stood his ground, and like at the very last second, he threw like a 30-yarder to Pickens. And it was like, how did that ball even get out of there?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so, like that's what you've got.
Right. He sure connected with Deontay.
Oh, it was that was one of those rare occasions where like, it was a great route coupled with somebody else doing something that caused a problem.
Right.
Like they showed it, like Freiermuth making that hook, forced the safety down, and Deontay's one-on-one to the outside.
Right.
Running the slant, and you're off to the races.
Yeah, that was a good play.
It was a very good play.
I love that juke move by Deontay at the end of it too.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of like salt in the wound there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's badass.
But that's where you're at. Like you're when you're looking at your quarterback situation going into next year.
Right.
Whether the Steelers make the playoffs or not. And I'll be honest, if they make the playoffs, I'm starting Mason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to. He's the hot hand, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean you have to.
You know, but at the same time, when you're going into next year, that's what you have to honestly look at.
Right.
You know.
Agreed.
And if I'm Kenny Pickett, I mean that's what you have to work on. You have to work on your nerves, I guess.
I don't know what's going on with this kid.
Well, I mean it's that matter of he plays a little too safe, and you know he thinks he can make a play when the play's not there.
Right.
Or he's feeling pressure that's not quite there yet.
Okay.
He's trying to get out too soon, and he's like does a spin move and he spins right into somebody. You know what I mean? Like that's the criticism. That's my criticism of him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I also think he somewhere along the line he got it ingrained in his head to not take chances. Because, I mean, he protected the ball. So does Mason. Mason hasn't thrown an interception in 3 games.
Right.
Okay? And bravo for him. But, like, Kenny had to, like, when you watch Mitch Trubisky was like, triple cover just to see if I can throw it there anyway.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it.
Yeah. Like, there's going to be a reason why you're selling used cars next year, Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like, he's just like,
yeah,
fuck it, I'm throwing it.
Whereas, like, I think Mason sits in the pocket and waits for that play to develop, and he waits maybe sometimes a little too long. Kenny, on the other hand, is like, oh, there's somebody coming at me.
It's like, what happened? I don't. It's like, what happened to Mitch? Do you know what I mean? Like, I was excited when he was coming in.
Well, I mean, if you look at when he played in Chicago,
yeah,
like that was his bugaboo. But the thought process was when he spent a year in Buffalo, and all the people in Buffalo did was glow about him.
Right.
Like, he's really, he's developed, he's matured.
Right.
You know, he's, you know, and Mike Tomlin he was roommates in college with the guy, McDermott, who's the head coach in Buffalo. Yeah. So I'm willing to bet he probably listened to McDermott, and McDermott was probably like, yeah, he's really good. You sign him, you're getting a good guy. Like, you know, we've got our guy, and you know, but you're going to be getting a guy who you can rely on. He's capable. You know, we if we could keep him, we would. Yeah. You know, and I think that's what Tomlin was like. You know, that's my guy. Let's go get him.
Yeah. Mistake.
And like, I was excited too because I'm listening to what the people in Buffalo are saying. I'm like, oh, maybe he's turned a corner.
Nope. Yeah, so I don't know.
And let me shut this shit down right now, because there are people out there who are like, they're photoshopping Russell Wilson into Steeler uniforms. No, I do not want Mr. Unlimited. I do not want Russell Wilson. Yeah. You know, let him go somewhere else, because he's going to come here and he's going to demand $50 million. He's going to, you know.
Steelers won't ever go for that.
Well, but they might. No, like, it would be like that thing of like, well, here's a guy who's won a Super Bowl. He's experienced. You know, he's going to be entering the prime of his career. He's, you know, 10, 11-year veteran. Uh-huh. Like, you know, yeah, this could be our guy. And
they're not going to go for that.
He's fucking Russell Wilson.
Yeah. There's no way. I don't see it happening whatsoever.
More importantly, I can't see the Steelers dealing with his bullshit.
Right.
Like, because he comes with a ton of bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I mean, like, your choices are going to be between Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett, or do you spend the draft capital to try to move up in the draft and get one of these quarterbacks, or hope one of them falls to you at the 20 spot or wherever it is you're going to be picking next year.
Right. Because that's where we like to be.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Like, but that's what that's where you're at.
Right.
Like.
No, I know. What's the answer?
I mean, I feel the answer is you got to go with who you have in house. Like, I think you have an open competition between Kenny and Mason, and you let them sort it out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. They're both cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not spending a ton of money on either one of them. And
well, I feel comfortable. All right, I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound. First of all, I'm just not a fan of Mason Rudolph.
Right. I mean,
right. I like Mason's size,
mm-hmm.
and I think he has better vision.
Yeah.
And he can read. I think he can read defenses better than either one of them.
Right.
Mitch or Pickett.
Right.
I truly believe that. But I think he's been a student of the game.
Right.
And, like, he's studied more.
Right.
That's all he's been doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is studying the game. So, do I want to see him succeed? Yes. But I don't want on the Steelers. And maybe he's maturing. I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
But I lost all faith in him, you know. But I do think he doesn't have the speed, of course, that Pickett has on the ground.
No. He is a pocket passer.
He is, but they're not utilizing Pickett his run ability anyway.
Right.
You know, the only time he's running is when he's being chased.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't. Like, there's no planned runs for this guy. I mean, he can pick up first downs.
But if you bring in a guy, like you said, if you bring in a guy from, like, the Mike McDaniel offense.
Yeah.
Well, now all of a sudden the RPO comes into play.
Yeah.
And now Kenny can run an RPO probably better than Mason could.
Yeah. I get it. I get that.
And, you know, and then you have the third option of him actually keeping and taking it himself.
Right.
You know. So, I mean, there are... there is stuff like that, like his athleticism, and that's what Mike Tomlin has spoken for years about, like, you know, after Ben, I need a quarterback with some athleticism.
Yeah.
That's Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
But
do you think that what's his name ruined him?
I mean, I hope not. I hope Canada didn't. You know what I mean? But I feel like. I mean, my thing all along has been, once you get him out of the Back Canada system, once you get him in somebody who is more quarterback friendly,
right?
Again, like this guy from Miami that I'm hyping up, because he's the quarterbacks coach along with the passing game coordinator. So he is very involved with Tua down there in Miami, in his development. Having him come up here and be like somebody like that, coming here and being the offensive coordinator. I feel like if you can't if you can't develop him at that point, like you give him another year. I understand. Like you sit there and say, "Well, it's a new offense, it's new terminology. It's going to be tough for him to learn." Well, I get that aspect of it, and you never want to change like that. But at the same time, at the third year, even though it's in a new offense, it's more quarterback friendly. Yeah. If he's not developing, then you've got to look at other options at that point.
Right. I think we should trade up to try to get one of these quarterbacks? Yes.
But how much are you willing to wait to spend?
You'd have to trade what?
Yeah, you're talking like this year's first round pick, next year's first round pick, and probably a second this year or next year or what. You would be losing a lot of draft capital, which is Steelers' treasure.
Yeah, they do.
To move up to be able to get one of these top quarterbacks.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they do treasure it. You know what I mean?
And the last time they traded up, that was Devin Bush.
I still think that was a good move.
So do I. I do too.
I'm not going to say that was a bad move.
That injury ruined him.
It did.
It did.
If he hadn't gotten injured, he'd still be on the field.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that.
I mean, I think he could have been one of the best.
Right.
But that injury just
ruined him. I agree.
He lost all his speed.
Yeah.
I still wish we had a Troy.
No, don't we all?
I do.
Yeah.
Troy, he just made the game fun. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he just made the game fun to watch.
But he was just a different breed of animal.
And seeing him out there with the hair.
Yeah.
And like going ape shit, jumping the line.
Yeah.
He had just the incredible hands. You know what I mean? Like I miss that.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I look forward to Steeler games watching Troy.
Yeah.
I did.
Right.
You never know what the fuck he was going to do.
The one other guy I would bring in, and this is going to get a laugh from people, but I have a reason for saying it. I would make Hines Ward the wide receivers coach.
Yeah, really?
Well, here's why. Like, he spent time in New York as a wide receivers coach, I believe.
Right.
With the Jets. And then he was hired by Dwayne Johnson to be the head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas.
Yeah.
Well, with the merger with the USFL, apparently they've let him go, and they've hired Wade Phillips.
Really?
Yeah. So right now, Hines Ward is out there.
Doesn't have a job.
And I think he would be phenomenal for that room. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, last 3 games, you can talk about, like, George Pickens is a different guy, and Deontay Johnson is a different guy. And you're right. But at the same time, you bring in Hines, he's going to instill in them what it means to be a Steelers wide receiver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
Like, that would be the guy who would be like, let me show you my highlights. There's a rule named after me, motherfucker. So,
Ward was amazing.
Yeah.
He was. He was so fucking tough, man. You know?
Yeah.
Just tough.
Underdog.
Always.
Like they drafted people
Built
to
like
replace
a tight
him.
end. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he wasn't built like these skinny ass fucking receivers.
No.
Nah. They always found the end zone.
Yeah. They brought in Troy Edwards. Troy Edwards was meant to replace Hines.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They brought in Plexico.
Right.
You know. While Plexico wanted to have a decent career, like, you know, he wasn't replacing Hines. Like, they were trying to replace Hines for a long time, and then they finally said, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
He's our guy.
Well, but I think Ben and Hines had a decent relationship.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean,
Yeah, because he had his rookie year was the year he had Plexico and Hines.
Yeah.
And then his second year, Plexico went to the Giants. And it was like the Nate Washington show with Hines. And Antoine Randall.
Randall was pretty good.
Yeah, for what he was.
Slot receiver?
Yeah, your third receiver, gadget guy.
Yeah.
Like he was a slash.
He was. I always liked when he threw the ball, though.
Yeah. But he was quarterback coming out of college.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's get off football.
Yeah, let's get off football. So. Did you watch?
Oh, did I tell you I saw Godzilla Minus One?
No, you did. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, because I didn't think
you mentioned it. You texted it to me like New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was amazing.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, the story was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but Godzilla was really the backdrop of that whole movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I mean, it was Godzilla, but what I'm saying is, like, he was the backdrop. So you kind of appreciated when Zilla was on screen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you really appreciated it. But his weapon being an atomic bomb was fucking amazing.
When he did that, like, you were just like, oh, shit.
I know.
Like, that was, like, phenomenal. And there's that scene where he's, like, standing there. Like, you can see, like, the mushroom cloud, like, in the background. And he's in the foreground, like, you know. You're just like, oh, my. I need that poster.
I know. It was amazing. I loved it. I did.
But you kind of looked at me when I said I thought this was an Oscar-worthy movie.
Right.
You kind of looked at me like, okay, Sean, whatever.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I think that it'll win Best Foreign Film.
It should win Best Foreign Film, but it should be up for Best Picture. Like, I don't know if it'll win or not. I'm sure, like, Scorsese's movie, Killers of the Flower Moon, will probably win.
Yeah.
Or something. But, like, to me, like, it should be at least be up for Best Picture.
I mean, I thought the acting was good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there was definitely struggle there. And I think what I really liked was it kind of started off like a horror movie.
It did.
You know, I mean, because that island scene in the beginning was horrific.
Yeah.
I mean, it was edge of your seat type of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was. But then I was worried because I was like, oh, he's going to be this size the whole time? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Is this what's going on here?
Yeah.
So I was very nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it didn't end up that way.
No. Not at all. Oh, like that scene when they're in the boat and he's chasing them, Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like that is so fucking well done. Like, I don't know how they did that, like, from a special effects standpoint.
Yeah.
But I was just like, this is fucking killer.
I think the only problem I had... Yeah. I mean, the only problem I had with the movie...
Yeah.
...was when Zilla was swimming.
Yeah.
He had, like... he had a lame eye or something. Like... Like, I did have a problem. That was the only thing that I can pick apart in this movie. Is when he was swimming. I get it. It looked good. I get it on surface like that. But like he had a boggling eye that I just couldn't get past. Like, I mean, just that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, you just, like it was it didn't look good. But that was the only thing that I can actually say about that movie that,
I mean, first off, I forgive that because it was made for $15 million.
Right.
Small budget and they pulled it off and it looked amazing. But also, like, you talk about that, I'll show you Shin Godzilla. That Shin Godzilla looks like a fucking googly-eyed snake from the fucking tour.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
But we're talking modern day.
Shin Godzilla was just, like, 5 years ago.
No, that's a shame.
Yeah. Yeah, it was rough.
Well, but the so yeah, I mean, I thought it was good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you went to see it. I'm glad you got to. Did you see it in IMAX or just a regular theater?
I saw it up at Monroeville.
Okay.
So I don't think it was IMAX.
Oh, let me see if I can find. Oh, yeah, here we go. There. That's Shin Godzilla. Look at those eyes. Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, but that's the only time, like in that movie that I was like,
yeah,
that's kind of bad. But other than that, I thought the movie was really, really, really good.
Good.
Yeah. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
At least I thought so.
Good. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Did you watch the new Chapelle special?
I started it last night and I fell asleep.
Okay.
Is it good?
I thought so.
Is it as good as his last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, of course, like, people were just like, oh, this is a travesty and, whatnot and so forth. But
that's Chapelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
I just haven't. I started it and I fell asleep.
Yeah, I mean, it's 54 minutes and I laughed my ass off the entire time.
Did you?
Yeah. Like, I don't know if people want to say, well, if you laugh, you're a horrible person. I guess so. Like, I thought.
It's to each his own.
Yeah.
But it's Chapelle. I mean,
yeah.
What do you expect?
Between Chapelle's special and then, did you see Katt Williams on Club Shay Shay?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, Katt Williams, he was on Shannon Sharp's podcast. It's called Club Shay Shay.
Okay.
The first 20 minutes, he is dropping receipts. He's just like, you had these comedians on your show who lied straight to your face, and you didn't say nothing about it, and I'm here to set the record straight. He is calling out Cedric the Entertainer. He is calling out Steve Harvey. He's calling out Ricky Smiley. He's calling out everybody.
Really?
Like, it was this, like, and you could tell, like, Shannon Sharp is like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, what's your
He's got
problem?
no clue. And it is hysterical. But, I mean, he just called out every motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because,
What's the reason?
well, like, if you go back to the original Kings of Comedy, okay, Cedric the Entertainer does a skit at the end of his set where he's like, this is what it'd be like if motherfuckers were, flying a space shuttle, driving like a 42 Deuce.
Uh-huh.
And he does this whole thing where, he lights up a cigarette, he, like, doing the whole thing with the steering wheel and,
yeah.
talking to people, like, like how you would be like, but Katt did the exact same routine, except it wasn't with us. If you were flying a spaceship, he just did the exact same routine 2 years before on BET.
Oh, okay.
Like the exact same fucking routine. Like the piracy is blatant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, how did Cedric think he could get away with this?
Yeah.
You know, and then like he called out Steve Harvey and he called out Ricky Smiley for like in the Friday after next. Ricky Smiley was telling him like I was supposed to be the pimp and Katt Williams was supposed to be Santa Claus. Katt Williams was like, I am 5'5", 110 pounds. You are not making me look like Santa Claus. You know?
Yeah.
That shit just ain't happening. You know? And like, it was just like, he was just like throwing down receipts. Like, if you want to be entertained, like there's a half-hour version of just, like, the entire podcast is like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But the shit talking and dropping of receipts is like a half hour. And there's like, if you look on YouTube, there's a half hour cut of just Katt Williams dropping receipts on everybody.
Really?
He's talking shit on Kevin Hart. And the best part is, like, everybody who's tried to, like, talk shit back hasn't, like, talked shit. It's been kind of like, yeah, whatever you want to say. But ain't nobody refuting what he said.
Right.
You know? Like, that's the funny part. Like, everybody's taking shots back, but the shots back ain't, like, refuting what he said. It's just like, okay, yeah, whatever.
You're right.
Sure. Like,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny. So it's like, he was just like, they wanted me to do the Kings of Comedy too. They wanted me to replace, can't think of his name though. Oh, that's a shit. I can't think of his name. But he's like, I ain't doing that. You talk shit on him. I ain't replacing. Fuck you. I ain't working with you.
Nice.
Yeah. He's like talking shit on like I have had 19 comedy specials. You've had 3.
Yeah.
We've been in the game the exact same amount of time. There's a reason why you're not funny, and I am.
Nice.
Like it was stuff like that. I was like, oh shit. It's hysterical to listen because like the entire time, like Shannon Sharp, who like Shannon Sharp, like he is the gift of gab. Like he is the ultimate, like, okay, I got to retort to this. He was like, looking at his cards, looking at Katt, like, oh, what the fuck?
Nice.
Let me have a drink of some of this yak, because I don't know what to fucking say.
So it was good.
Yeah, it's hysterical. I highly recommend it.
Nice.
Yeah. And then, that's what I've been watching.
That's all you watched all week?
Yeah.
I haven't watched much this week either. Of course, I've been away, so.
Yeah.
There's really not much in hotels, With just what's on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, I seem like I watched something last week.
Oh, no, I did. I watched the final season of Letterkenny.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that was good. I mean, if you like Letterkenny, watch it. Actually, I would highly recommend, if you're looking for something really fucking funny to watch Letterkenny. Like, if you haven't watched it, because it's crass humor, but it's really fucking funny. It's really well done. It's Canadian.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of the funniest shows I've ever watched. Beginning to end. Like, even like the final season was like, still pretty fucking funny.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched that new Jennifer Gardner movie today.
Oh, okay. The one that was just basically Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Is it?
Except, I like Jennifer Gardner, so.
I don't mind her.
I think she's a good actress. But they did a CGI baby dog switch.
Yeah.
And then they showed the CGI baby running around like a dog, and the CGI dog shitting on a toilet.
Yeah.
If they didn't have that in there,
I
thought that would have been it'd have been a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for young adults,
right?
And stuff. But
it is what it is.
Yeah, but because of that, it just kind of
lost you.
Took me out of it a little bit. Yeah, because it was just kind of like, wow, you don't got to do that. This movie's standing up on its own.
Yeah.
You know? So. But anyway.
I'm not into those switcheroo movies.
No, it never bothered me. I thought the one with Jamie Lee Curtis and what's her name was really good.
Yeah, I mean, the remake of Freaky Friday with those two was really well done.
I thought so.
Yeah, like I can't deny that. I think there was that one a long, long time ago. It was with George Burns and
George Burns.
Yeah, like him and the kid from Growing Pains. Yeah, like they did a switcheroo.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was.
You don't even have to look it up. I don't care.
Kirk Cameron, that's the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah. I'm curious, cause I know it was done, and I'm throwing in George Burns. I'm thinking like maybe it wasn't George Burns, but like it seemed like that was like the name. Like that was like it was like his last movie.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
The only thing I remember George Burns being in was Oh God.
Yeah.
And that was with John Denver, I think.
It was like the first one was
Yeah. They did make some bad movies back then.
Oh yeah.
Even the Benji movies were bad. I'm just kidding.
Talking shit on Benji.
I never really got in there. The only Benji movie that I ever liked was Chomps.
Yeah. For obvious reasons.
Huh?
For obvious reasons.
I liked Chomps. 75. 62.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. I remember when I first saw it, I cried because when he blew up.
Yeah.
At the end, I was like, that's fucked up. I was like, that's just fucked up. Really traumatic. I don't know why they had all those traumatic movies when we were young.
I don't know.
Like Old Yeller.
Yeah.
Where the Red Fern Grows. Even Secret in Them.
Yeah.
Watership Down. Chomps. I mean, that's horrific for kids.
I agree.
Who ever thinks that Old Yeller and Where the Red Fern Grows is a good movie for a child to watch? The one dog dies, and the other dog dies of grief. What is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, Disney's fucked up, man.
Yeah, there's some odd stuff.
If that was even Disney, I think it was.
So there was a switcheroo movie. It was with George Burns. It was in 1988. It was called 18 Again.
Okay.
And it was with Charlie Schlatter.
Okay.
So it wasn't Kirk Cameron like I thought. But still. Yeah, Kirk Cameron did do one, though. I was right on this aspect of it. He did do a switcheroo movie with Dudley Moore.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think that was actually funny.
Like father, like son.
Yes, I think that was actually a decent movie. I don't know. I'll defend Dudley Moore to the grave.
Well, yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
it's Dudley fucking Moore.
He's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Although Arthur 2 was bad.
It was.
But I think Arthur 1 is the only thing I've ever seen Liza Minnelli in that I liked. Ever.
Yeah, I think
I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to get maybe some pushback from people on that. But I can't stand
Her version of A Star is Born.
I can't stand Liza Minnelli.
No, I did. She was great in Arrested Development. I can't take that away from her. I don't like Liza Minnelli either, but she was fantastic in that show. But that show is just overall fantastic.
I think she's an idiot.
No, I mean, as a human being, I don't care for her either. But like, I do feel like watching Arrested Development, I was like, she's actually kind of funny.
I mean, I knew who she was.
Yeah.
I knew who she is. The daughter of. You know what I mean? I get it.
Yeah.
But
Liza with a Z.
He's an idiot. The whole,
Yeah.
It's like, she reminds me of the, I don't know, what's her name on fucking Mr. Rogers, Lady McLean or whatever.
Oh,
red
Lydia Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she reminds me of, Liza Minnelli. I don't know. That was a scary fucking puppet, too.
That fucking was. Like, anytime Fred went over towards Lady Elaine's place, I'm like, let's start off the TV.
Yeah, I'm ready for her to pull out a hatchet and start cutting Daniel the lineup.
Yeah, poor Daniel Striped Tiger.
Yeah, she was a horrible puppet.
And Fred's voice didn't help that at all.
No, it was just
At
weird.
all. Yeah.
I've heard rumors that the Puppet Masters was inspired by her.
I would not be
I'm
surprised.
just kidding.
I would not be surprised, though. Someone, that fucking Lady Elaine. Let's do a whole movie about this shit.
Yeah.
Creepy fucking puppets coming to life.
Puppets attack.
Yeah.
Fucking, I hated that thing. I never liked Mr. Rogers either. I know that's sacrilege in Pittsburgh. But
It is.
I couldn't.
I was more of a Sesame Street person than I was Fred. But yeah, I did like...
The only time I like Mr. Rogers is the fish tank.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I like the trolley.
I don't want to see the man change. I don't care.
I did like Henrietta Pussycat.
All right.
Like, I don't know why. And especially later on in life when they started doing, like, the dirty Henrietta Pussycat.
I don't even know what you're talking
It
about.
was on DVE. It was a skit on DVE where,
okay.
she would, like, horn around and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sacrilege in Pittsburgh, but it was hysterical.
Right.
I can't remember what the owl's name was. I mean, I remember it was King Friday. And
Wasn't it Owl?
maybe, yeah.
I thought the name of Owl was Owl.
Maybe.
Because that was Fred Rogers too.
I remember there was King Friday, and there was
The Queen, right?
the Queen, and the Prince was named Wednesday, I think. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's never got into that shit.
And there was Daniel Striped Tiger, who was adorable. But he was shacked up with Lady Elaine. Ugh. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
All right. What would be, quite possibly, the most horrific thing you could experience outside of, like, something traumatic with your children?
Horrific experience.
Yes.
Buried alive.
Okay. That makes sense. This man has what I consider, like, what I would consider, like, for me, a horrific experience.
Okay.
Apparently, while frequenting a local Dunkin' Donuts, he decided he needed to go to the bathroom, which one tends to do when you go to a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
And the toilet exploded,
Nice.
covering him with shit and piss.
Okay. That's horrific.
Yes. This happened on January 6th of 2022. Left him covered with debris, including human feces and urine, or according to a lawsuit filed in Florida's 9th Judicial District on Wednesday.
Okay.
Following the explosion of the toilet, the plaintiff emerged from the men's room and sought assistance from employees and managers of the defendant's business to clean himself, as he remained covered with human feces and urine after emerging from the men's room.
Ugh.
Making matters worse, they claim that the workers at the Orange County coffee shop conceded that they were aware there were problems with the toilet. Now, here's the thing. Okay, first off, I need to know what exactly they mean by the toilet exploding.
Okay.
Like, was this just a situation where, like it backflushed and, like, all this poo and urine covered this guy? Or was it a situation where, like, the actual, like, toilet exploded and then shit was flying on him uncontrollably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it doesn't explain that part of it to me.
Right.
Because, like, the other part of this would be, like, well, if there was an actual explosion of the toilet, like, first off, what kind of problems is this fucking toilet having?
Right.
And, like, second, like, I would be even more concerned about, like, possible, like, cuts from all the porcelain flying around. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You would think, like, oh, not only am I covered in piss and shit, but also I have open wounds.
Right.
Let's get this cleaned off ASAP.
Right. Open wounds.
He's asking the coffee giant to fork over $50,000 in legal fees, claiming he now requires mental health care and counseling as a direct result of the trauma he experiences in the restroom at the defendant's building and from the continuing trauma following the event. He said that the messy mishap left him suffering bodily injury and psychological damage, as well as permanent and significant emotional injury, mental anguish, loss of the capacity for the enjoyment of life, expensive medical care and treatment. Dunkin' Donuts did not reply to the New York Post for comment.
Right.
The only reason I'm bringing up, like, I always find a lot of wacky shit on the internet when I'm searching, because that's what I do.
Right.
But like 99% of the time, it's like, okay, this website is bullshit, so this isn't a real story. This is the New York Post. It's a real fucking story. A man had a toilet explode on him and covered him with shit and piss.
How did it explode?
That's the thing I don't understand. Like, first off, you acknowledging, oh yeah, we know there's been a problem with that toilet. Like, but I need a definition of explosion. Because to me, like, that means, like, there was an actual explosion.
Yeah.
Like, the toilet has been destroyed.
Right, right.
You know, this isn't just a matter of, like that's what it doesn't explain that aspect of it to me, and that's what has me a little confused. But either way, like, being covered in shit and piss is, like, my worst nightmare.
The worst.
The worst. Like... I'll tell the story. Like I hate poop.
Okay.
Like, I love taking a poop, but, like, dealing with poop I hate.
It's a lot of information there.
It is, I know. But way back when I was working as an EMT, okay. I worked for a company that we did transports.
Right.
So I wasn't, like, working like as an emergency ambulance. I was really doing like transports of people from, like, a hospital to a nursing home or vice versa.
Sure, I know.
So we took this guy and we were taking him from a hospital to a nursing home. Mm-hmm. And I always got on as a fucking hospital gown. He is commando underneath.
Okay.
And, like, if you know, like, so, like, he's on our gurney. And you got, like, the blanket and, like, the stuff underneath him.
Yeah.
And we're transporting him over from the gurney to the bed.
Right.
So it's like, you kind of grab the blankets out from under him, and you use that to pull him over. So I'm at his feet.
Okay.
And he is sitting legs akimbo.
Okay.
So that I've already got a view that I really don't want to have.
All right.
Like, he's showing off the Franken beans. Didn't need to see it, but there it was for all to enjoy. And as I'm pulling him over, he just takes what I will refer to as a liquid poo.
Okay.
And it is running down right at me. And I will be honest, I had to drop him.
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, he dropped on the bed.
Yeah.
But he wasn't completely on the bed. I had to, like, let him go.
You're a fucking monster.
Yeah. And my partner's like, what the fuck? I'm like, poop. He's like, what? Like, and the guy's giggling. The guy is giggling because he knows what he's done.
Yeah, sure.
You know, and, like, the nurse is looking like I'm really unprofessional. And then she's like, oh. And we kind of, like, dam that up and get him over. But still, like, I was just like,
yuck.
Like, that is, like, the one thing I can't deal with is poop. So, like, to be in a situation where, like, a toilet somehow has malfunctioned and covered me
in the stuff.
like, I would I would be dead. Like, I would be retching so badly that, like, I would, like, my gagging would just be, like, I would not be able to control myself. I'd be on the floor.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, fetal position, just, like, I can't even imagine. So, like, I get where this guy's coming from a little bit as far as, like, the mental damage this has done to you. Because, in my head, like, if it happened to me, like, I would, like, the fact that he's only asking for $50,000 is what's amazing.
You would ask for more.
Oh, I would be like, I cannot work ever again. I am completely fucked for the rest of my life. Like, when I sleep, I smell poo. You know, like, this is my worst nightmare come true. I will be seeing a therapist for the rest of my life, and you motherfuckers are going to pay for that. You know, like, that is how I would be. Like, it's a horrific experience, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, I get where you're like, being buried alive, that's awful. I can't even imagine. Like,
well, I mean, I get what you're saying about shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, I'm watching that fucking dog for a month. Like, cleaning up dog shit. Like, I'm outside gagging. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, oh, you know, like, oh, like, I can't deal with it. Like, the only good thing about a cat is, like, when you're, like, I'm scooping, so I don't have to touch it. You know? But the other day, like, that fucking cat, fucking Darby goes in there and like, just as I'm finishing up work, because my cycle is, like, I finish work, I give him treats, and I clean the cat litter. And then, like, I go about my day after work.
Right.
5 minutes before I'm done with work, fucking Darby's in there. He leaves a steamer. And I'm just like, oh, you motherfucker. And I'm pulling that litter out of the litter box. Like, oh. So, no.
Disgusting.
The worst.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
It's daily for me.
I know. Like, I mean, you're probably looking at me like, yeah, how did you, like, survive as an EMT? And I didn't. Obviously. It was not my chosen profession. There was too much poop involved.
Right.
Nobody mentioned the amount of poop.
It kind of comes with the territory.
I found that out. I said, no, this isn't for me.
Damn.
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm still trying to figure out how that toilet exploded.
I am too. Like, it has me befuddled.
I don't understand that.
No. Like, what constituted again, like, was the toilet whole, but, like, there was, like, a malfunction where, like, it backflowed?
Yeah.
Or was it, like, a literal explosion, like the toilet completely fell apart and now the backflow is happening? But either way, like, the employee's like, yeah, we know there's a problem with that toilet. Like, what was the fucking problem?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, is it, like, gurgling?
Why was it in business?
Yeah, like, why exactly? Like, why is that thing in business?
Why is there a donut in there?
It's the worst.
It is. I just can't imagine why they would even have it, like, as an option.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's probably one of those toilets where, like, or those restrooms, like, it's that one toilet. Like, 2 urinals and a toilet. Because not, like, how many people are going into a Dunkin' Donuts?
To take a crap?
Yeah. Like, I mean, I can't imagine, because, I mean, you figure, like, the average Dunkin' Donuts is probably busy in the morning. Maybe there's a little bit of a lunch rush.
Right.
But, like, the average Dunkin' Donuts is probably first thing in the morning, like, from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, they are probably just slammed with, like, people coming to get coffee and donuts, and, that manager's like, I'll do something special for my people, and I'll bring in some donuts for them, that type of horse shit. Like, that's probably when they're at their busiest.
Right.
So if I'm coming in there, like, after 8 o'clock, like, I'm walking in, like, hey, while I'm here, I'm going to have a coffee and take a deuce. And then this happens.
I can't.
Yeah.
Was he covered in... I'm assuming it would be his own shit.
It wasn't specified.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
yeah.
Do you understand what
just
I mean?
Being covered in feces and urine, as what the technical terms that were used.
Yeah, I would have just assumed that it was his own shit.
But even that, like, I don't want to be covered in my own poop.
I get that.
Especially my poop, because, I mean, it's...
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that shit. I don't. It's just don't.
I'm sure if that's right, it'll be wonderful.
Yeah, I just...
But...
Because it's making me sick.
Okay. Well, let's move on. I thought it was an amazing story.
I think it's amazing, but I just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're going too far.
Yeah, it's just... It took a wrong turn.
Do you enjoy the Reese's holiday peanut butter?
Yeah.
Yeah. As do I. I love them. Like, I was flabbergasted. The day after Christmas, they already had out the Easter and Valentine's ones.
Okay.
Like, day after Christmas. Like, I was like, this is a sin. Christmas, we haven't gotten to New Year's yet. You're already putting out fucking Valentine's and Easter shit?
Right, right.
Come on now. Where are my half-price trees?
Right.
You know?
Yes.
That's what I'm fucking looking for today. Half-price trees, and I'm getting this.
Right.
This is some bullshit. But anyway, there is a lawsuit against Reese's.
Really?
Yes. Apparently, it's like a false advertising type of deal.
Okay.
And it's because they don't look like what they look like on the packaging.
Really?
Like,
who would sue over that?
oh, I mean, people will sue over anything.
I know, but still.
Cynthia Kelly thought what she would be getting when she purchased a Reese's peanut butter pumpkin after noticing its packaging with a cute-looking carving of a jack-o'-lantern near the checkout registers in a supermarket, the lawsuit alleges. But the chocolate sheet didn't contain those decorations, the lawsuit says, which has that the packaging misled shoppers like Kelly who were expecting the designs on their Halloween-themed treats. Todd Scott, a spokesman for Hershey, told the Washington Post that the company does not comment on pending litigations.
Okay.
The class action lawsuit filed Thursday in Florida District Court accuses Hershey of using packaging that falsely advertises decorations on its Reese's product. It cites Kelly's experience in numerous YouTube videos from consumers and food reviewers expressing disappointment at the undecorated Reese's chocolates. This is a trick. This is not a treat, one reviewer says, holding up a Reese's white chocolate in its wrapper, which shows a white ghost with carved eyes and a mouth. Hershey's joins a long list of food companies that have faced lawsuits in recent years over the advertising of their products with mixed results. In 2022, the class action lawsuit accused Burger King of deceptively presenting its Whopper burgers and advertisements to be larger than they were in real life. Kellogg's faced multiple lawsuits claiming that it falsely advertised strawberry content in its strawberry Pop-Tarts. Consumers have also sued over the marketing of Taco Bell's Mexican pizza, Starbucks Mango Dragon Fruit Lemonade, TGI Fridays Mozzarella Sticks, and Red Bull's energy drinks. I can just imagine somebody had to have been pissed off they didn't get wings.
Yeah.
Cases against Taco Bell and Kellogg's were dismissed, while Starbucks and Burger King lawsuits are ongoing. Red Bull and TGI Fridays cases reached settlements. Like, I also wonder, like, what are you suing TGI Fridays over their mozzarella sticks for?
Right.
Like, what are you expecting from a mozzarella stick?
I have no idea.
Like, as long as it's got the cheese in it, you know what I mean? Like, as long as you don't get one of those fucking mozzarella sticks that, like, it comes out, like, the cheese, like, somehow, like, escaped.
Right.
Because it got overcooked. Like, you have nothing to complain about when it comes to mozzarella stick.
Right.
You know?
I don't really understand that.
Like, here's the thing. Like, I guess, like, I'm in the situation of, like, I've been buying these for so long.
Right.
I don't even expect them to look like what they're supposed to look like.
Right. You don't care if it's fucking melted.
No, I just know it's a larger Reese's cup.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm getting a Reese's peanut butter treat that's larger than a regular Reese's cup, and it is fucking delicious. I don't care if the ghost looks like a fucking ghost or not. 9 times out of 10, it's just a blob of, like, candy. And it's delicious.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, if you were upset because you were expecting your candy to have a little face on it, or the pumpkin that looked like a little jack-o'-lantern, and you got like a chocolate blob, be happy, because that's delicious. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, how is that the selling point?
Right.
Like, honestly, like, if you're complaining about Reese's cup, like the Reese's holiday treats not looking like a heart or an egg, I mean, it looks like a fucking blob, great, because it got close enough for me.
Right.
You know, it's delicious. That's all that counts.
Yeah, I don't care if it looks like, what's in the Dunkin' Donuts toilet.
I do. You know.
Yeah, oh, you do. Oh,
yeah.
All of a sudden.
I mean, that's a little different. If it looks like a turd, I'm gonna be like,
That's where you draw the line.
That's where I draw the line. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
Unless it's a poop emoji.
I don't know
why. If it looked
they-
like a poop emoji, I'd be okay. I think.
I don't know why they're so upset about that.
I don't know either. It boggles my mind, because it's like, if that was the selling point to you, like, not that I'm getting a Reese's peanut butter treat,
Right.
but look, it's a Reese's cup, but it's decorated. Like, I'm just buying because it's bigger. Like, I'm getting more candy. That's all I care about.
Right. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, it baffles my mind. Like, people fucking amaze me what they'll sue for. And, like, the worst part is, in this situation, like, it's probably going to be, like, something where, like, these people get thousands of dollars.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Like, Reese's will, like, have to settle. Because technically they're right. Like, no, my pumpkin doesn't look like a jack-o'-lantern. It looks like a chocolate blob. No, my ghost doesn't look like a ghost because it's just a white chocolate blob. For everybody else in the world, that's fine. But for you, it's a sticking point?
Right.
Did it affect the taste at all? Yes or no? The answer is no.
It's just very strange.
It is. And it's like, what made you think, like, oh, I'm going to sue them? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to sue them.
Yeah.
I'm going to get satisfaction because, like, my $2 Reese's treat did not look like a pumpkin. This is horrible.
Right. It's just so weird. People sue for... I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, Red Bull. Like, what did you sue Red Bull for? I want to... Because if you're going to tell me because it didn't give you wings...
Yeah. I know.
Like, honestly.
But
like,
that's what people sue for.
They will. Like, false advertising. I didn't get wings. I was expected to get wings. And you're an asshole.
Right.
And you're a dumb asshole at that. You're expected to get wings. Fucking idiot.
That's what they sue for.
I know. I would love to know what the cheese stick one was about.
I know.
Like, cause like
maybe it wasn't a cheese stick. Maybe it was like a mozzarella wedge.
Maybe, but even then, like, I mean, it's that thing of like, I get it. Like, if you watch a commercial for any restaurant or food item,
right?
Like, they look immaculate, and then you have the reality of what you get, which is, a smashed burger in a wrapper.
Right. Yeah.
But, like, I'm not expecting what I see on, like, I guess that's the thing. Like, it's either I'm that jaded or it's that I have that much common sense to, like, know, like, well, you're not going to get that.
Right.
Like, that's not even real. But that's what, like, people, like, are expecting for some reason. And when you don't get it, like, well, I'll just sue. Like, for what?
Because people just love to sue.
Like, you're getting the amount of food that you're being sold.
Right.
Like, a quarter pounder is the pre-cooked weight of the burger.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody's saying you're going to eat a quarter pound of beef post-cook.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so if that's your expectation, and it says so right there in black and white, like, you know, this is it. All weights are pre-cooked. Like, if you're expecting that Whopper to come out of that kitchen, you know, made by a 16-year-old,
yeah,
and look like you saw on TV,
right?
Like, they're back there like fucking artists, like posing it up and shit. Like, oh, that's perfect. Let's gently wrap it now. Like,
right.
You know, no, you're an idiot.
No, you're getting, half-assed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how it is. I don't know.
I don't know either, but it's like, it amazes me. It absolutely amazes me. Fucking people.
So let's talk about fantasy. How'd you do?
Oh, I got my ass handed to me.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I lost by 60 points.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Stork put up like 150, and I put up like 90 something.
Really?
Yeah. Like, and that wasn't even like, I'm looking like, well, man, like somebody on my bench, and like, no. Like, nobody would have even got me anywhere near. I'm like, I just got destroyed.
Really?
You know, yeah. And so congratulations to Stork. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
And Tim, I believe, Otter, good friend Otter, is the third place winner.
Nice.
But yeah, I got my ass absolutely handed to me. But I will say this much: I hate to be that guy, but I will take second place.
Cool.
Like, I'm not ashamed of second place because I've done so poorly for so long.
I know. I didn't think you'd be all that upset.
No, I'm not. Like, and in all honesty, like, this season, like, there are a couple of times where I can say, like, you know, man, I snuck that one out.
Yeah.
You know, like there was a great bit of luck this year for me. So, like, I'm certainly not complaining. I'm happy to be second place. I'll gladly accept second place, and you know, hopefully next year I'm able to put it all together and get that big win. But man. Like, I mean, I was done on Saturday. Like, at the end of Saturday, it was like, you know, he had like 60 points or some shit. I'm like, I am fucking done. Like,
right.
Nobody's going to come close to this. And, like, there are a couple guys who didn't even fucking show up for me.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, motherfucker.
That sucks.
Like, Travis Kelce disappeared the second half of the season this year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you're getting laid, but, you know, we need you on Sundays, buddy.
Yeah.
But actually, you can't. The problem with the Kansas City Chiefs is there's nobody else in the team that he can throw to.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs are kind of like not doing that well.
Like, they have like the worst case of the drops I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And like Kelsey's just like triple covered.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, well, why isn't Kelsey catching balls? Because like they're forming a Bermuda Triangle around them, and they're daring you to throw to anybody else because they know they can't catch the fucking ball.
Isn't that weird?
But it's that thing of, like, you reach a point, like, as good as Patrick Mahomes is, probably the best quarterback I've ever seen, you still have to have decent wide receivers.
Yeah, at
Like,
least someone with hands.
At some point, you have to pay at other positions.
Right.
And the problem is they've gone cheap at the wide receiver position.
Right.
And it's worked up until now. Now, maybe, just maybe, they pull their shit together come playoff time. You know. But it's a matter of, to me, like, their defense is pretty good. You know, they got a decent running game. They can win games, but man, if you need to throw the ball, you know, ain't nobody catching it.
Yeah, it's a shame. I feel bad for Mahomes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's frustrated too. You could tell. I've watched a couple Chiefs games this year where he's like,
because he's like putting it right on the money.
Yeah,
putting it right where guys need it to be, and they're just not pulling it in.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, when you're looking around and it's like, it's not my fault.
Right. Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know how, like, short of running down the field and handing it to you. You know, like, I don't know what else I can do. It's not a matter of, like, you know, he's, like, way off or he's inaccurate or, I mean, there have been a couple of balls to Valdez-Scantling where, like, that's a fucking touchdown.
Yeah, I've seen,
And it's just, like, completely, like a fucking NFL blooper reel. Like, oh!
Yeah, it's very un-Kansas City-like. You know what I mean? Like, it's very unlike them.
Yeah.
I've noticed. It's just, you just kind of look at it in amazement, like
when he's checking down to, like, Isaiah Pacheco and stuff because, like, at least they're reliable.
Yeah. They're just not that good.
No.
Right now.
At the wide receiver position, no. Like, they need to spend money at that position next year. Like, they need to maybe make a trade. They need to draft, go up high in the draft and get somebody. I don't know, but, like, they need to improve at that position because the guys that they've got are garbage.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah.
It's very odd. They're just not even enjoyable to watch.
No. And that was, like, the thing. Like, the Chiefs were fun to watch at one point. Like,
yeah.
You'd watch them and it'd be like, you know, like, holy shit. I mean, they just 20 yards at a time down the field.
Right,
you know?
right.
Mahomes going deep. Oh, shit. That's a touchdown. You know, like, and this year it's like, you know, man, they're on the struggle bus. So, nice.
That's funny. But, yeah, they are on the struggle bus, dude.
They are.
Terrible.
I mean, the worst part of it is it's like, and I hate to say this because, like, you know, like, I don't know if there's anybody in the AFC that can beat the Ravens.
Right. They looked sharp last week.
They did. I mean, they embarrassed Miami. Like, it becomes that thing, though, of, like, I hate saying it because, like, you know, because it's going to be like, oh, Sean has to eat his words. But, like, I think they might win it all. Like, unless, if they get to the Super Bowl and they go against San Francisco, my only hope is, like, San Francisco learns from whatever it was that they did wrong the first time around.
Yeah.
Because San Francisco got smacked around.
Yeah.
By Baltimore. In San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like, that was the most shocking. Like, I thought that game was in Baltimore when I saw the score, and I'm like, no, that was in San Francisco. Like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, so it is that thing of, like the thing becomes, like, can you get up on the Ravens? Because the biggest chink in Lamar Jackson's armor is he can't come back from being behind.
Yeah.
He's not, like, he's a front runner. If you give him a lead, he will keep that lead.
Right.
But if you put him in a situation where he has to come back from, like, 10 points, I don't think he can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he has that. He's never shown to have the clutch gene.
Okay.
Like, I go back to that last year. That play, I think it was in Pittsburgh. I mean, they go down, they get the touchdown. They need a 2-point conversion. He throws that pass, and it's, you know, way off.
Yeah.
To Andrews. Like, you can say, well, T.J. Watt got in the way of that and everything. A great quarterback makes that play.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. A great quarterback makes that play.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, he has to go out this year because, like, it's set up for him. The Chiefs aren't that good. There's a good chance the Bills aren't going to be in the playoffs. No Joe Burrow. Like, there's nobody that you look at in the AFC and you say, wow, that, like, they could beat the Ravens.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, or they should beat the Ravens. And so, like, the table is set for him to make his run. And, like, if he doesn't make his run, then, like, I will forever, like, you have to forever question him. Because this is the easiest year to do it.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
The only thing that's going against them, I think, is they're going to be off for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. That's always been...
That could do them in.
Yeah. But, like...
But the way they were looking last week, holy fuck.
Let's remember, the 3 years the Steelers went to the Super Bowl, they never had to face New England in the playoffs.
Yeah.
None of them. Super Bowl 40, I don't think the Patriots didn't even make the playoffs that year. Super Bowl 43, the Ravens knocked off the Patriots for the Steelers. So that gave them the home game against the Ravens for the AFC Championship. And then Super Bowl 45, the Jets knocked off the Patriots.
Right.
So, I mean, like, when Ben had the easiest path to the playoffs, he always took advantage of it. Like, the Patriots were the bugaboo.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, so, like, if Lamar's going to make his run, this is the year to do it because the table is set for him.
Yeah.
You know, there is a good chance 2 of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league are not in the playoffs this year.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
It's nuts to me.
Yeah. So. All right. Anything else you'd like to add to the proceedings there, sir?
No, I'm good.
Remember, there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us. You can find us on, or you can send us an email like Thad does every week. And by the way, Thad, we're not talking about Percy Jackson because we're not watching it. So stop telling us about it. We're not watching it.
Nice.
But you send us an email like Thad does every week. And our email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. And we're also on a number of podcasting networks. You can just find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the We Be Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Give them a Google search and find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, want to thank you, dear listener, for checking us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for your support.
Yeah.
And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.